Jury selection today in the trial for former Utah Attorney General John Swallow. After years of waiting, the high-profile criminal case finally sees its day in court. Political specialist Ladd Egan is live at the Matheson Courthouse to wrap this up. What happened today, Ladd?
Yeah, Deanie, you talked about years of waiting. Yeah, it's actually been 4 years of back and forth of delays. And today, a jury finally selected and seated, sworn in this case, to hear the trial against former Utah Attorney General John Swallow. And they have got a job ahead of them. This is expected to be a month-long trial. It's one that prosecutors say is a first in many ways.
This probably is one of the most complex and nuanced cases that my office has ever dealt with. Certainly I have in my entire professional career.
That jury pool started out with 205 people. Mr. Gill said the complexity comes from the broad number of issues and people involved here. In fact, the witness list includes more than 120 individuals who could testify. One of those witnesses could be former Attorney General Mark Shurtleff, who will undoubtedly be a topic of much discussion whether or not he actually appears in court. Given the unprecedented nature of the case, I asked about the strategy for the prosecution.
The goal here is you can either get distracted by sort of the largesse of it, and then you chase everything and catch nothing, or you have to narrow it down.
The 54-year-old former Attorney General is charged with 13 crimes, including bribery, evidence tampering, money laundering, racketeering. He could face up to 30 years in prison if convicted. Swallow pleaded not guilty. His attorney says there was no scheme to break laws and that the charges are politically motivated. You remember Mr. Swallow, elected in 2012, took office in January of 2013. It was just a few days later that the controversy started. He didn't resign, though, until November of 2013, arrested in 2014. This trial was supposed to start in 2015. Here we are 2 years later, and it is finally getting underway. Deanie, court is back in session tomorrow. When I was up there today, I saw them bringing in boxes of evidence into the courtroom in preparation. Should be very interesting to see what is talked about in this month-long trial.
Oh, a lot of people watching it closely for sure. Ladd, thanks.
Police in probe.